Guys, welcome back to another episode of Atlas Survival Shelters. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope you're enjoying all the videos I've been doing lately about the bomb shelters. Well, guys, I keep going back to Vegas about every 2 weeks, and I'm driving down the highway, and I keep passing this place called Greencoast Hydroponics. Now, I've shown on some of my floor plans that showing growing plants in my bunkers, but I personally have never done it. So I wanted to educate myself on hydroponics. So when you watch today's video, you're going to educate yourself at the same time I'm learning for myself about what hydroponics is, how much it costs, how long it takes to grow plants. And just to make it straight, hydroponics is the art of growing plants in a controlled environment with controlled lights and controlled water, okay? Aquaponics is the growing of tilapia using plants that create nutrients for the fish poop and fertilize the plants, and it just, the circle goes round and round. So this isn't aquaponics, this is hydroponics. So guys, sit back and enjoy. I promise you, you're going to enjoy this video because you're going to learn a lot about this stuff because I ask all the questions because I didn't know for myself. So guys, sit back and enjoy.
All right. So we're getting there. Greencoast Hydroponics. Commercial services available. Building number 4, Suite C and F. All right.
So in case you guys are curious, it's right off the I-15 freeway here in Vegas, but this is the Greencoast Hydroponics. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Man, this place is big.
Yeah.
Who would never know that hydroponics is such a big business in Las Vegas?
Oh, it's booming. It's the best way to utilize water too, so you're not wasting it.
What is it? What's in all these bags right here?
Different types of growing mediums.
Really? Just dirt, basically, right?
Well, this is actually a mix of cocoa fiber. This is what we call King's Mix. It's another type of mix of cocoa fiber as well. Actual soil would be stuff like this. Strawberry fields, the ocean forest, the happy frog, light warrior. These are the type of soils and stuff you can...
And this is all used in the hydroponics of... Well, and you have a display here that shows how this all works?
Yeah, right here in the back.
Let's go check it out. I mean, this is cool. I personally have never seen one of these things, and I never knew it was such a big business to have such a big store that looks so professional that just caters to hydroponics. I guess you sell everything here too. You said you guys are coast to coast?
We're coast to coast, not coast to coast just yet. We're up into Oregon, all over Southern California.
Wow.
Here in Vegas.
So what is the definition of hydroponics?
Hydroponics is essentially using a soilless medium to grow while using a controlled irrigation method. Hydroponics has been around since like the ancient Babylonians. However, in the modern sense, you can use hydroponics with soil and other things. More so, it's like how you're controlling, how you're giving the plants nutrients, whether it's being in a drip setup, drain to waste setup, something like that.
So what is this? What are we looking at?
This is our setup of several different types of drip irrigation. This is a FloorFlex setup. This is a net bucket setup. Back there is what we call, gosh, I forget the name of those buckets, but it's another type of irrigation system. But basically what this does, it showcases the different types of irrigation emitters and the different ways you can set up a grow space for a customer. And the other special thing is with these benches, they all roll. So you can maximize your space. These benches move to the left and the right, so you can actually walk in between the rows of the plants there. Like David right there is demonstrating like how the whole thing can show.
Oh, wow. I noticed the lights above. Now, talk about the lights too.
So there's all sorts of different lights in this display. There's double-ended lights, there's plasma lights, there's even an LED here. We sell all sorts of different types of lights. We even still sell the original single-ended types that people used to use. David just turned on the setup right now. Basically what's firing up right now are going to be the double-ended Gavitas and the plasma lights as well.
It's gonna get bright, so
It's going to get really bright here.
Really? Yeah, they got to warm up, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell it's getting brighter and brighter right now. So,
I'll turn it off in a second.
yeah, oh, it's getting really, really bright. It's getting lit up.
Get out there, so.
Oh, wow, look at that. Boy, you could tan under that, couldn't you?
Oh, it'll definitely tan you.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely change.
Really? So people could raise food and get a tan at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my channel is about building bomb shelters underground.
Right.
So the people are always asking me, have you done hydroponics underground in one of your bunkers? And I've been in Vegas and I've driven by your place and I see it here and I'm like, you know what? Let's give everybody an education today.
Well, they do grow microgreens in the old London, the where the train used to.
Yeah,
run
the
for
tunnels.
The Royal Mail.
Yeah,
They stopped the Royal Mail. All those tunnels now are all hydro farms.
really. So today's date right now is June 8th, 2020, and Vegas just opened up like 4 days ago, so I thought I'd come in and help these guys out. So I am going to guess that most hydroponic farms are underground or in a house. They're not underground, but they're in a house.
In a house, in a garage, in a warehouse. Kind of depends on what the person's growing and how big a farm they want to have.
So how big a farm would you call this right here?
This would be considered something small scale. I mean, you could easily set this up in a garage or even in a room in a house or something if you wanted.
Small warehouse.
Yeah.
Office warehouse.
Do you,
And then conversely, like for survival stuff, you could easily set this up for microgreens and full-on food production, like in a bunker.
I have a lot of people that do microgreens and tomatoes. As you see it like this, they're growing their veggies. They're figuring out ways to do it.
Yeah.
why do those look like a bunch of batteries right there?
Oh, the Rockwool cubes?
Yeah.
That's spun Rockwool, made into cube form, and then that's just some plastic that's around.
Okay, the plants will grow up through the middle of that?
Yep, there's a little hole in the middle of them, and that's where the plants will shoot out from.
So the plants will shoot up from the middle of the hole.
Correct.
And is this good just for one grow?
Yeah, and then for your next grow, you'd have to get another set of Rockwool.
How long does one of these cubes last?
For example, if you're doing spinach, it will last 60 days during your whole cycle of spinach.
So if you're going to survive and do hydroponics in your bunker, you're going to need a supply of these. And how long, if you just buy them in the plain form, can you store them up for?
Forever.
Forever. Okay. So you can have a supply of these so you can replant. And what do these cost per piece?
Per piece, they're a couple bucks. A case of 64 is 145.
145 for a case of
64.
64. So a little over $2. Now those ones over there have a green thing on top. What is that green thing on top?
That's just a different way to get the water into the cube. If you notice, the ones here have those little blue stakes.
Yeah.
It's kind of comes down to personal preference. Do you want to use those green?
So the little blue things is what's getting the water into the cube.
Exactly.
And that water is going to come from this tank over here?
Exactly.
Exactly. And what's this cooler for right here?
That's to chill the water. You never want the water too hot. Plants don't like to drink hot water.
So plants do not like hot water. They want cool water,
Exactly.
like rainwater. Okay, so this setup right here, which looks like it's a 500-gallon tank. And that looks like it's about a 500-gallon tank as well. It is. So you would need these two tanks to do the hydroponics for this farm right here. This is a question. I noticed the lights are pretty high up there. Do the lights have to be a certain distance? Does it matter if they're too close? Because the height inside a bunker is only about 8 feet tall. So those lights are up there at like 10, 11 feet.
That will matter.
Yeah, so then in that case, in a bunker, you'd probably be better off using LEDs. They're a lot more efficient in terms of electricity.
And this is the LED.
And that's an LED.
Okay, so in the bunker with 8-foot ceilings, we're going to want LED lights. So what all do you carry here at Greencoast Hydroponics?
Pretty much everything you could possibly need for a hydroponic setup. A full collection of nutrients, including commercial ag newts for the larger farms that are in the Vegas Valley. Back over here, where we were, a full collection of pumps, irrigation fittings, so you can custom build any type of setup off the top of your head. Back over here, We have can filters, which are carbon filters for scrubbing, so that for odor control and also keeping the air clean in your grow environment. There's also all sorts of different things for harvesting your plants.
So what's the most common type of plant grown for eating? I mean, people are raising this food to eat, correct? What's the number one most consumed plant for food?
Right now, I'd have to say it's a throw-up between probably kale and spinach.
Really?
Yeah, spinach, micro lettuce, microgreens, stuff like that. But lettuce, spinach is actually up there because it's a short life cycle, easy to grow.
Really?
And it's high in vitamins and nutrients.
And what's the growing time from spinach from start to on the table?
I believe it's a 60-day turnaround, if I'm not mistaken.
There's no flour necessary for spinach. Spinach is a vegetable, so all it does is have to just grow to a certain size if you want to harvest that.
So plant food. Okay. Are you supposed to talk to your plants? Do they grow better when they're underground?
Plants always tend to do better when you talk to them because you're giving them more carbon dioxide.
Really?
And then
so there is some truth to that.
Oh, definitely.
Huh.
And these are all the different types of plant nutrients that we carry.
And what do all these do?
Some of them are base nutrients, some of them are additives, some of them are flavor enhancers. It kind of depends on what you're growing and what you're trying to achieve with your plant.
Well, where's the food specifically for
well, that's the thing.
lettuce and...
Well, so that's the base nutrients that we carry. So each of these lines have a base nutrient. So this would be the base that you would use. And since you'd be doing spinach, you wouldn't necessarily have to use all the other additives and so forth. And then, for example, probably one of the easiest ones to use is this stuff called Heavy 16. This actually comes from a commercial ag company called Field 16. It's very concentrated, and if you're just doing spinach, you just need these 2 bottles right here.
And what do these do?
This is your veg formula. These will help the plants get through the initial stage up, start having some really nice leaf development. And since this comes from a commercial ag company, you have, like, for example, the nitrogen, or the veg formula here has several different forms of nitrogen, whereas other types of nutrients, they don't necessarily have that. And then when you have different forms of nitrogen in a vegetative nutrient, it allows the plant to uptake that a lot easier, and also that's what helps provide faster growth rates.
Okay.
Aquaponics is almost completely a true environment.
Yeah.
A true circular environment. Because you have the fish eat, the fish poop, they do what they do, they create nutrients that normally create in Mother Nature. Then all you're doing is you're using that to feed your plants. So it's truly organic. Now, the water also circles all the way through, feeds your plants, comes back up, and returns back to the pond or tub or tank. You know, so it's a full ecosystem. So aquaponics, basically what you would want to do is you could either have a fish tank on top, especially if you're doing it in a bunker, you can have a fish tank on top and use gravity to gravity feed your plants.
Okay.
All right, because all you're going to have to do, though, is you're going to have to make sure you have a cycle, though, because as the waters come through the plants, they're going to have to cycle back up and be sterilized, basically, as it goes back into the pond.
Okay.
And there are a few guys that have a setup like that where they have moss growing on a drip pan coming down. So as the water trickles down through that moss, the moss and everything else, all the algae and everything will pick up any bad nutrients. So by the time the water returns in a small trickle, returns back to the pond for the fish, it's clean again.
How large is the fish tank normally? Are they different?
It depends on how many plants.
250 to 500 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
Are they clear? Are they dark?
They're totes generally.
They're what?
Like totes, like nutrient or water totes.
Yeah.
They're these square type of containers. Usually, you can get them from like a commercial ag source, and that's generally why they are between 250 to 500 gallons.
Okay. And so the fish tank's on top of the plants growing, and so you're going to have LEDs under the fish tanks?
Well, depending on how you have it set up, you don't necessarily have to have it right on top. You can have the plants off on one side, the tank on the other. You can have it plumbed so the water's circulating between the two. But yeah, you'll definitely want to have the LED lights or whatever lights you're using over the plant.
Well, keep in mind, I'm dealing with 8-foot ceilings. So with 8-foot ceilings, what would you recommend?
Definitely the LEDs.
LEDs, and then as far as the fish tanks go, have the fish tanks on one side, the plants on the other.
Yeah, it'll make it a lot easier to work on.
How fast do these fish grow? These tilapia, right?
It is tilapia, and they tend to grow a little bit faster when they're put in an aquaponic setup. But both also the plants grow a bit faster and the fish grow a bit faster because you have a controlled environment completely for both.
So do you need to buy the tilapia as babies, or will they spawn in the fish tank so you can just keep getting?
You can buy a small. It kind of depends how you want to do it. You can buy a collection of fry, or you can buy a male and female breeding pair. And
Really?
then, let them lay eggs and.
So what is fry? Explain what fry is.
The baby fish.
The baby fish, alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's say it's a end of the world situation. There's no place to go buy fry, so you need a breeding pair.
You need a breeding pair. Hopefully, you have some friends or someone you can get in contact with. That'd probably be the easiest.
So how does a person learn how to use all the items that you sell here?
We can help you learn and do the whole process. On our website, we've taken the time. All of us have written these things, our info sheets. GCHydro.com. Just pop on there and it has all our grow knowledge on there. It'll
Really?
give you the information of how to set up lights, how to set up your tables, the best methods of growing, how to clone plants, how to propagate from seeds, magnesium, calcium deficiency issues, whatever help you would possibly need, we can help you out with. Hydroponics is not relegated just to strictly to cannabis or hemp. It covers so many different things of types of growing that, like for example, there's a chain of hydro stores in Texas in every major city.
What is hemp used for? I know about rope, but what do people grow hemp for?
Right now, mainly CBD. Hemp can produce high volumes of CBD without having to worry about any THC content.
Now, what is CBD?
CBD is a cannabidiol, and that's the primary. Like when people talk about the therapeutic benefits of marijuana, they're primarily talking about CBD, and CBD has therapeutic uses from muscle relaxing, cancer patients, AIDS patients. The list is endless.
Is hemp controlled?
Hemp is fully legalized in all 50 states.
Okay, so anybody can grow hemp. Here, I see the Sin City starter kit, $800. This is for growing plants inside your apartment, I guess.
Yes, we'll supply you the tent, the basic tray setup, a light, and some fans for about $800.
And that has the lights too, you said? Wow. Well, that's pretty cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, we try to accommodate all different types of growers.
So if I was going to take one of my bomb shelters, which are like a big square box, and I want to grow plants inside there, is this what you would recommend? A part of the bunker with a bunch of these inside? Or just use the box, put the lights in the roof above, and just forget this?
No, this is a little bit better because also, since it's self-contained, you don't have to necessarily worry about anything contaminating the plants. And also with the reflective material, you also maximize the amount of light output that's happening inside.
On an interior application, how much humidity or vapor is created in a closed environment?
A decent amount. We also sell humidifiers and dehumidifiers.
Okay,
as
you
well as
do?
air conditioning units.
Where are those at?
Right back over here. This is a split mini 1-ton AC.
Okay, that's strong enough to get the humidity out of the inside. Okay, I see. Yes,
And then here's a humidifier here. We're actually completely out of dehumidifiers right now.
Now, what's the difference between the humidifier and the dehumidifier?
One will put moisture in the air, and the other one will take moisture out of it.
Okay, so the humidifier is putting the moisture in the air. In what situations do you need the humidifier?
Like here in the Vegas Valley, it's so dry, especially now with the high winds. You definitely want to keep some humidity in your grow room, so you'd want to turn on the humidifier.
Okay, so if I was going to send a bunker to the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, that's very dry, they would need the humidifiers.
Definitely.
Okay, and then
and conversely, let's say if it was a wet, rainy day, there's so much humidity in the air, then you'd need a dehumidifier to pull it out.
So is it wise to have both?
Exactly.
Okay, so if I'm in Houston, Texas, or Florida, where you have a high humidity, you're probably going to want the dehumidifier. But you guys got it all, and you got the expertise to teach everybody.
We try. We sure try.
Well, how does somebody contact you?
You can come into one of our stores, our website, gchydro.com. Phone numbers listed there.
I'll put it across the screen right now.
And yeah.
That's it. Well, I appreciate the tour.
No problem.
Thanks a lot, bud.
You're welcome.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video on hydroponics. Again, I will put a link below to that place. It was Greencoast Hydroponics in Las Vegas, Nevada, right off the old I-15 freeway there. So, guys, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, and I always hope you are, because, guys, on this channel, I cover bomb shelters, I cover how to grow food, how to do this, how to do that, pretty much everything for survival. And as I learn, you learn, and we all learn together. So guys, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Share this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that little bell, lets you know when my next Atlas Survival Shelter video comes in. But guys, as always, I love you. I'll see you on the next video.